Hey, Gabriel, what's going on, man? Welcome.
How's it going?
Hey, who are these guys? Why don't you introduce them?
This is my compadre Jamie right here.
Hey, Jamie, what's up, man?
This is
Hey,
my compadre Jason right here, man.
Jason, good to see you guys.
They came out and appreciate it.
All right, hey, guess what? One word for you guys. Suerte.
Hey,
Good luck, you guys.
We got a triple going here. First thing in the morning. Mikey, here we go. Everybody's smiling. 11 fish for 3 guys. All yellowtail. 8.2 probably. This one went close to 18, maybe 20 pounds. Fish were on fly line. Sardines, 25 fluorocarbon. Small number 2 hook. We got a couple on the Caddy 45 mint color.
That's Gino Machino reporting. Fishing with his friend Chainsaw and his son Ty today. They had excellent fishing. They said it is so much easier to work with all the other boats there if everybody anchors. So anchor up in 80 to 110 feet of water. Don't get too close to the island or you'll catch straight calico bass and barracuda. Great yellowtail action. Great report. You need to get to the Coronado Islands ASAP. The yellow bite is on.
Fort, we got 15 going here, guys. Good day, guys. Fish hard all throughout the day and get paid off. Fishing 30-pound, number 2 Mutus. We got 1, 2, 3. Jono can't get a bite.
Hi, Jono.
Oh, freshwater. Fort, we got 15 going here, guys.
Captain Greg with some great tackle tips, and he's a lot of fun to fish with. The Aztec fishing south around the tuna pens today not only caught bluefin tuna and yellowtail, they saw a lot of dorado swimming around also. Things are coming together on board the Aztec. Great day as we push into summer.
Fort, we got 15 going here, guys.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This absolutely gorgeous Wednesday morning. A slight breeze blowing onto the beach, a gorgeous sunrise. It's already feeling kind of warm down here, and it is really crazy out there on the water. So much to catch you up on. Another big sea bass catch up in the Channel Islands, this time on the Mirage. Great hit down there. We're seeing more dorado starting to flush up the coast. Also, some very good yellowtail action out of Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico Lindo. There's been some great fishing at San Clemente Island. Catalina is showing some more yellowtail. Things are headed in the right direction. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Ooh. Oh, my God. Excuse me. Do I need that or what? And do I need your support? You can do that by hitting that like button. Appreciate it when you do that. Also, share these videos with a friend. You can also hit that subscribe button and tick the little bell. You'll be notified when there's new content. Also, you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. As always, it is my pleasure to be with you, and I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy day to spend some time with us. All right, let's go down south of the border. We'll go way down, 400 or 500 miles, because the Independence on an 8-day trip had phenomenal yellowfin tuna fishing yesterday. Beautiful grade of fish, 40 to 80 pounds, some of it bigger than that. It was just an outstanding day. Captain Brian Pfeiffer on board the Independence called me and said, Phil, this is one heck of a day we are putting together here. And it was, man, it was action, action, action. Tremendous fishing on the Independence out of Point Loma Sportfishing, as they have been having a dream trip. They've got wahoo, they've got yellowtail, and a phenomenal day of yellowfin tuna fishing yesterday. The XLs down there also, they had wide open yellowtail fishing. The yellows down there, if you get on the right bunch, really bite. Some of that fishing is at the dark around Alijos Rocks and other areas, but they were also in on the beach and catching some halibut along with it. Just great fishing on the long range scene right now. I don't know how it can get much better than it is. Let's talk tuna out of San Diego and LA, Orange County areas, and it has been off the bite for a while, and it remains that way. It's kind of a real scratchy bite right now on the bluefin tuna. I didn't skip over Ensenada. I'm going to go there in a second. that bluefin bite, and I want to talk about this first because it takes in Ensenada, from down there in Ensenada all the way up to San Nicolas Island, has been scratchy at best. In fact, some of the boats who dedicate all their efforts to bluefin tuna are turning to the kelp patties right now because they have more consistent action, catching more fish on the kelp patties than they are catching fishing for just bluefin tuna. So that is the general overall picture. Now let me take you to Ensenada and tell you they're having the same problem offshore with that bluefin tuna, but they're starting to catch a little bit of yellowfin tuna, and I mean a little bit more on the dorado, just a little bit. But their yellowtail action inshore has been phenomenal. They find the right kelp patty down there offshore, and it's been really great yellowtail action. Really great fishing inside. You find a bird school with those yellows pushing bait up, throw a surface iron, and you can get bit in a hurry. It has been really, really good. There's also great calico and sand bass action going on down there. Flurries of barracuda, some bonita to go along with it. It has been outstanding. Really great fishing down there, as you can see at Mara Sport Fishing, Blackfin Sport Fishing. Several of the guys right now are cranking really great numbers on those fish. So keep that in mind. That's another alternative available to you. Driving that 70 miles down the Baja coast and fishing out of Ensenada, where it has been spectacular here recently. Back to San Diego. That bluefin tuna, as we mentioned, tough, whether it's that big fish up toward San Clemente Island or that local fish. But some guys are getting a little bit of a piece of it. And the kelp patty action has been so darn good that I'll tell you right now, that's nothing to scoff at. That is a great option available to each and every one of you. Pacific Queen on a 2.5-day trip, 134 on the yellowtail, a couple of dorado. You saw the Aztec and Captain Greg Gawet putting the wood to the fish. They had 15 fish going while he was giving tackle tips to you all. And that is some really great stuff, if you ask me. Really, really excellent mix of fish. Yellowtail, quite a bit of dorado starting to swim around down there, and also some bluefin tuna. Sometimes you really have to back that fluorocarbon off. It gets really finicky. The bite, that is. 25-pound small hook, good hot bait. Other times you can fish up to 40-pound fluorocarbon and get a bite. But for the most part, you've got to pay attention and be very observant right now in terms of the intensity of the bite. If it goes full speed, go to the heavy stuff. If it's very picky, you're going to have to work really hard. Change those baits regularly. Change your bait, change your luck. It really does work, so keep that in mind. San Diego on a full-day trip. Left in the morning, came back that same evening. 66 yellowtail for dorado. The Grande, tough day. One yellowtail yesterday offshore. You know what that means? Grande's probably going to have a really big day today. There's been some clunker scores like that thrown in there. You have to find that right kelp patty, and some days it's just not your day. And for the Grande, it was a tough day yesterday. But as I say, they'll come back and nail them. Sea Adventure 80, 2-day trip, 13 yellowtail. Pacifica, 9 bluefin, 84 yellowtail, and 2 dorado. The scores are all over the place, as you can see. Some guys are having really great fishing, and some guys just miss. And that's just the nature of the game when you're kelp patty fishing. Some days you can find a whole bunch of kelp and nobody is home. And so you just have to keep hoping that you find that right kelp patty. And it's really a numbers game. The more kelps you find, the better your chances at getting a score. Some of those fish will eat the surface iron and the yo-yo iron, but predominantly it is a bait bite going on those kelps right now. That will become more lively as we push deeper into summer and move into the fall months. That should get even better and better and better. So we'll keep our eyes on that situation for you. Tax problems, unfiled taxes, call our friend Tim Marquez at A Best Income Tax. Tim's been doing that for 35 years. He'll take really good care of you. And heating and or air conditioning needs, John Lopez is your man. He will take great care of you. Give John a call this morning at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, so now you've got the drill on that San Diego bite. Some of that kelp patty fish is starting to push up into LA, Orange County areas, but most of it is south of the border right now. Now we'll take you up and we'll just talk about what is going on islands and the Coronado Islands. Can it get any better than it is at the Coronado Islands right now? Tremendous course. And the Mission Belle, they've been the hot boat this year. No question about it. They had wide open fishing early in the morning yesterday. Tremendous bite with 103 yellowtail. Gino Machino on the lead-in, a private boater fishing with a couple of friends, Chainsaw and his son Ty, had great fishing at the islands as private boaters yesterday. One thing they said really helps a lot, and that is if you're a private boater, and all of you guys at the island, if you anchor, if everybody anchors, it's manageable then. If you're drifting into other guys, it really makes it very difficult. Anchor in 80 to 110 feet of water, said Gino. He said, if you get too tight to the island, you're going to catch all barracuda and calico bass. But if you're out there in that deeper water, 80 to 110, you'll have those yellows swim into you, bite, and then they'll swim away from you. He said, be patient. They'll come back through again. He said, it's mostly a bait bite. They did catch some fish on the Mint Tatty 45. That is something you can also do, but mostly a bait bite. 25-pound fluorocarbon really works well. If you want to get the new GT4 fluorocarbon from Promar Ahi, just go to their website, promarahi.com. More line, less money, and with a 10% discount when you put in FA at checkout, you can't beat it. Do that today. So the Coronado Islands still ripping, rocking, and rolling. Great fishing. At San Clemente Island, we continue to see really good fishing. Sometimes the yellows and the other exotics don't bite, and sometimes they do. Perfect case in point is the Thunderbird out of Davies Locker. 2 days ago, really poor fishing for them. Yesterday, great fishing going on board the Thunderbird. 53 yellowtail, 20-pound halibut, and calico bass and rockfish. Great bite on board the Thunderbird. Man, they've had a great season, and Clemente has been very, very good to us here recently. There's not only those big yellows on the dropper loop where you fish 50-pound and a big hook like a 6.0, 7.0 size hook with an 8-ounce torpedo sinker, but sometimes you'll get hit by the white sea bass, and that bite also can be really, really excellent at times. They're fishing the squid nest, so of course that magnet is going to attract all kinds of predators, not just yellowtail, but white sea bass and halibut and other species, and you can get flashed on those really, really well. Ruben Alvarez just getting in on board the Freedom. Ruben, good morning. Thanks for thinking of me this morning, my friend. Ruben sent over the following photos from the Freedom trip. He just got in from a day-and-a-half trip and raved about the crew on the Freedom and said, like any other trip, Phil, it was a lot of fun. With an attitude like Ruben, you can never, ever have a bad trip. 25 guys, they had 140-pound bluefin tuna, just one. Limits of reds, big boccaccio, a nice lingcod to go along with that. Freedom, nice shot there out of 22nd Street Landing. Thank you so much, Ruben, for reporting on that. The Pride, 29 white sea bass. Excuse me, I'm going to take a hit of this. 29 white sea bass on board the Pride out of 22nd Street Landing. Nothing wrong with that kind of a hit either, as they continue to put some good numbers together. Mackie is on board the Pride right now, and we're hoping he's having a great trip. I believe they're on a 2.5-day trip. They ought to be able to put the wood to the sea bass on that one. We'll be watching that very closely at Catalina Island. Once again, the El Patron out of Long Beach sport fishing. Good calico bass fishing, and quite a few yellows starting to show up. They're picking a few almost every day. The Pursuit out of 22nd Street Landing. 5 yellowtail yesterday, and then that variety to go along with it. You know, rockfish, blue perch, calico bass. Excellent variety, no question about it. Gorgeous weather and a lot of fun over there. And you're getting the feeling, at least I am, that one of these days that yellowtail switch is going to go on at Catalina Island. Just starting to see way more fish on a regular basis. And, you know, you look at Ensenada, they've got great yellowtail action. Coronado Islands, just outside of San Diego in Mexican waters, they've got great fishing. San Clemente Island, it's time for a cat to turn on. And I don't think it's going to be much longer. I think it's going to be an incredible fall bite there. And I'm looking forward to more of the same. If you want to get on the El Patron, and who wouldn't, limited load, great crew, fun fishing, www. Long Beach Sport Fishing. Ooh, my voice. Long Beach Sport Fishing.org. And you can get on the El Patron and have a lot of fun. Up there in the Channel Islands, 59 white sea bass on board the Mirage. Can't get much better than that. Huge hit from the Mirage. They've been having a great year out there and doing really a fantastic job dropper loop fishing the way to go. Live squid, of course, is your best friend. And man, I'll tell you, when it turns on up there in the Channel Islands, it is really good. We've seen the Endeavor out of Ventura Sport Fishing with several great days up there in that neck of the woods on halibut, but mostly those nice white sea bass. Excellent fishing going on the WSB and the Mirage out of Cisco Sport Fishing. And Oxnard cranked a big one. Something tells me Tucker's getting ready on board the, of course, Endeavor out of Ventura to turn in a big score. Sometimes those guys are tight-lipped about it, so the area that they're fishing doesn't become known to everybody. You have a parking lot out there. We'll see. I got a feeling Tucker's going to put up a big score here, probably doing it right now while I'm blah, 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 and I'll put it in text if I see it. Really great stuff up there in the Channel Islands. Gray light, one white sea bass, speed twin, good barracuda fishing up there. Island Spirit has been having great rock fishing and also doing the combo kind of fishing trips, looking for a calico bass bite, looking for a sand bass bite, trying to catch sea bass, halibut, and then backing it up with some great rock fishing. You can get on the Island Spirit by calling 805-676-3474. Get on the Island Spirit. Say hi to Captain Daniel Hadaway for me. He does a great job. His crew is so good. Saul up in the ticket office. Fantastic. Get on the Island Spirit. Plenty of room this week. And don't forget, on Sunday, kids fish free on the Island Spirit. Give them a try really, really soon. All right, let's talk about what's going on up and down the coast. Half and three-quarter day. You know, fishing on the local scene was probably better a month ago on bass out of San Diego. They're still picking at the calico and sand bass, and that extends all the way up to the Dana Wharf area. Sometimes they have more than a pick. It's great action, but a lot of short fish, but excellent action going on for the most part, backing it up with sculpin, whitefish, rockfish, occasional white sea bass and halibut, and also yellowtail down there for the San Diego local boats, and an occasional good flash of sand bass. So decent fishing and absolutely gorgeous weather. Perfect time to get kids out and do some fishing up here in this neck of the woods. The Long Beach San Pedro boats are continuing to pick away at the sand bass. Some days it's really, really good. The Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing had excellent action, but mostly short calico and sand bass yesterday afternoon. But I mean, action, action, action. They've had some good days on the legal fish and the native sun. The last time they were out, I believe they had limits on the sand bass. The Victory had like one sand bass per rod yesterday out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. So it's kind of hit and miss. Little bit of barracuda around here, but nowhere near the amount that you would surmise there would be in July around these parts. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Marina del Rey, few bass, best bass fishings on the twilight trips. Same thing for Redondo. We see that going on a fairly regular basis. And daytime has been mostly rockfish. And we kind of covered what's going on up there in the Channel Islands. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. Don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all your surf fishing baits, and they've got tackle not only for surf fishing, but they've got tackle for everything your little heart desires, from trout fishing to big game bluefin tuna. You can get it all at Big Fish Bait and Tackle, and they have that monthly giveaway of a brand new custom fishing rod. It's surf fishing rod, and it is absolutely gorgeous. You should check it out. And all you have to do to get in that tournament, every month they give one away, is walk in the store and buy yourself a ruler. You'll use that ruler to measure your catch, get all the rules and how to upload your photos to their Instagram page when you walk into Big Fish Bait and Tackle down there in San Diego, all the way up to Ventura, picking away at the yellowfin croaker. We'll see how they do as we continue to watch this surf bite. It's been pretty brisk. There's a grunion run going on. So sometimes during grunion runs, it works to your advantage. In other words, all that bait coming up on the beach at night brings a lot of predators in here. Other times, the fish are so full that they don't want anything to do with biting. So we'll see how that all works out. There's been some spot fin croaker, there's been occasional halibut, and there's been really good corvina fishing. And corvina are in that really short water. I mean, right there, like a foot of water sometimes, you can actually see them swimming around, foraging around, trying to get some kind of sand crab or worms or whatever it is they're after. And man, they are a lot of fun to stalk. You got a good pair of polarized glasses on. You can see those little devils, and you can present your bait right in front of them. They'll bite mostly on the bait, but digging up sand crabs and using those is such a great way to get the job done. Keep that in mind, and we'll continue to watch it very, very closely. Well, who knows what's going to happen later on today? Think Tucker McComb's going to crank one like the Mirage did? Great job on the Mirage. Tremendous fishing on the Independence. That yellowfin bite on the long range scene was absolutely phenomenal. And also, we see the Coronado Islands and San Clemente Island doing quite well, with Catalina Island, I think, ready to explode. We'll keep our eyes on it. We'll watch it closely for you. And of course, I'll be back with you later today should anything else happen. As always, I appreciate all of the great people out there who send donations our way so we can take them down to Mexico and distribute them to our brothers and sisters in Mexico who really appreciate all you do. Many of you guys dropped some stuff off at Island Fishing Tackle just the other day, and that is so deeply appreciated, not only by me, but all the people that are the beneficiaries of your kindness and generosity. Have a great day, and as always, I hope to see you really, really soon.